Hello, hi everyone. Hope you all are having a great evening. This is Lakshit Pant from Azure Developer Community, and we have our expert, cybersecurity expert here with us, Mukesh Kumar Rao, sir, who is your mentor for this cohort. And this is the day two. This is supposed to be, there has been some delay due to some technical glitches, and in fact, we are very sorry for that. But let's keep it up and running. And we are here again, and Mukesh sir took the time out for you all to make this project a real hands-on one. So I believe you all have your Azure account ready now, and because this is the most important thing that you should have by this time, and not wasting much more time, I'll quickly pass on the stage to Mukesh sir. In fact, I just wanted to make one announcement from my side is just try to make the projects and keep your logs of whatever you are doing, right? Just upload it to version GitHub and do the version controlling thing, because that will help you to gain the attendance and the certificate, because those who will be regular for all these sessions will be getting the certificates, and or maybe any kind of uh, any kind of achievement, something like this. So please stay tuned with us, and yeah, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Lakshit, for this. So let's, without wasting time, I will just share my screen and start the presentation. That so as I last time we have covered about the overview, what are the things we are doing, what are the options we are having. So mainly we will go further. So I have created a small presentation because some of the candidates have not that much in depth about the basic concept, what actually Azure is. Maybe they are first time. They know a little bit about cloud, but a little concept will be no good so that we can build a strong foundation in terms of cloud security and Azure security implementation part. So little bit overview will go through. It's a theory part, but of course we will cover the practical more. So let's go that how the cloud is comes into the part. So around 2008 Microsoft Azure was come into the market, and now it is one of the leading market in cloud part. So that's the thing. Moving further, so if you say basic about the cloud computing is, so it's just not a cluster, it's just not a supercomputer, it's not just a data, or even it's not a superman. Actually, it's all about like how you are storing or using your resources on cloud, and that required huge amount of computing power. If you take example of your simple laptop, you can do a limited kind of task. If we correlate with the some advanced software we need to build, or we have to do some advanced mathematical calculation, or we have to do some AI ML related algorithms to build and run, to learn that in algorithm, it will require more computing power. So that is not compatible with our local laptops or systems. We have to build supercomputer, or we have to enhance the computing power that's directly correlate to the RAM, CPU and GPU part. So that thing is actually available on cloud that we can take, and this is very affordable price. The requirement as much we have, only we have to pay that much money only. So that comes into the cloud role. And moving further, so these are the definition, like where actually the data is stored, about cloud part. So mainly this is stored into the data centers like this. One example is given, where you can see we have a direct main server racks are running, in which we have huge amount of data. It's into the petabyte or exabyte we have. And some part is you can see it's a cooling plant, because the data center is running 24 into 7 into 365 days. So there we required a continuous power backup, and continuous heating is needed. Then only the server will be into the cool stage, and it will provide you more computing power. So that's how data centers are built. And this is a little overview about the architecture, what we do on a specific system basis. Now with the help of cloud, we have more flexibility, we have more options to build applications, to run businesses, and we can connect anywhere in the world with the access of internet, to share your data, to launch your website, to host your applications, or you want to build something new in terms of connectivity with IoT devices. You want to build 3D applications or games. That is also we have options available in cloud part. So features, you can see we have on-demand service, heterogeneous access, that whenever you require you can access it. We just require a username and password to get the access. That's it. It's very simple way. Then resource pooling is something new, not, but it is a technical term that we use. That as per your requirement. Let's suppose you are running a machine there. We are using 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB of as storage, but suddenly the project requirement is increased. So at that time, what you can do, you can enhance at the same time, or you can also share with the different location. So that comes into the multi-tenant model part. Then it can also be connected with on-premise as well as the on-cloud services. So let's suppose you want to transfer your data from your local server setup to the cloud part. So that flexibility is available on cloud, on Azure cloud part. And whichever the part you are using, only that service price you have to give. So that is called the major service. Whatever the specific requirement you have, you can just select from the Azure cloud, and you have to pay that much money only. So that's the benefit you will get from the Azure cloud. Then these are the other features you can go through in the images. You can see pay as you go. Security is one of the major concern in cloud. Easy maintenance is there because the maintenance about the power system, software updates, latency part, this is all maintained by the cloud providers, in which we are using Azure cloud as a service. So you just have to take care about your data, what kind of data you are using. Maybe you are working on the infrastructure, so you have to just maintain your virtual machine and the operating system. The backend server, the networking part, security part about connectivity, it is handled by the Azure. So that's how flexibility Azure cloud is providing you. Now moving, so these are the benefits we have: business continuity, faster backup, and at the same time, one of the important thing is that as the business grow very fastly, we have to be concerned about the security, the privacy of your data, as it is controlled by third party service provider. They are giving assurance that they are maintaining high standards. Like we take example of Azure cloud, so they are all compliant, they are following all the compliances and rules they are following. But maybe there is some chance by human mistake, if we are not providing a strong password for Azure cloud accounts, so there is a chance of compromisation will be there. If you're not maintaining the hierarchy about the role access, that what kind of Azure cloud resource you want to share with different employees, so there will be no chance of misconfiguration or breach of data can be happen. Okay, so that are the things we have to focus on. And the projects is focus on that part, that how you're going to do the real time monitoring about this kind of activities happen suddenly. So we will go in that part also. Now these are the different type of clouds. Maybe you can go through later. I will share you more details in the group about the content part. So these are the theory, just go through that, like these are the things is there. So mainly our project is based on the infrastructure plus platform base, in which we are working about the compute services, network services, then IAM, and then we will move to the security part to enable the monitoring of all these resources. SaaS platform is not there in our project model, but if you take another project series, so we have DevOps and software, but there you will cover the software as a service content part, like where we are launching any application and then just giving the access of the web portal. So that will become your software as a service. Our focus will be the infra part mainly, where we are running lots of resources on cloud. So how we can manage, and that is also the thing, not in one region. We have different geolocation. So different geolocation, different account is there. We have to centralize, monitor that thing. So that flexibility as Azure giving us, so that we will see in the upcoming part how we are building it. So these are the different approach that you can connect it. Maybe in some companies you are working on on-premise part, where you have all the dedicated servers are running on a local network. That will be we can also call as a private cloud. While we have off-premise, so there we have different servers are running. So these are the options are available. In public cloud, you can go access from anywhere. You just require a system with the internet connection. Okay, and then you can access your virtual machine and run whatever work or tasks you need to do. So that is the main difference between on-premise and off-premise. Off-premise you can refer as a cloud platform. Okay. Then this is a main service model in which you have to identify that which is the control of Azure cloud and what are the controls that as a end user you have. So if you are working on a software as a platform services to work, so there you don't have any control about the back end part, like what kind of virtualization is running, what kind of server they are using. They don't reveal that thing because the control is their side. As a software as a service, you just access that application. So for you as a security, you have to just maintain this strong password policy and security with enabling two factor authentication. Okay, that's a part you can do with that part. In platform as a service, that is pass, so there you are actually having the control about your data. Let's suppose you are building an application for traveling perspective or food ordering app, so you have launched on Azure platform. So you just know that this is application is built in Java or JavaScript or Python, and what kind of data you are storing in that application. So that much control you have. Later the rest red color part is handled by the Azure cloud. So the maximum responsibility that you have to follow is in the infrastructure part. So the projects that we are covering in cybersecurity is more into the infra monitoring perspective, because there actually your part of role is increased. So as a cloud security engineer or as a cloud security expert, you have to focus on this area: how you gonna manage, how you gonna maintain the resources, and how you can give the access to different resources to different people. Okay, so that is the thing we covering in that part in the infrastructure as a service. Now this is all about virtualization technology is in a core part of cloud computing. So in the Azure we are using hypervisor technologies, like we have Hyper-V in the backend to run virtual machines, that I will showcase in the practical part. And this is a two type of virtualization we have. So in your local laptop, if you are running something and you want to run multiple operating system, so you have to follow the type 2 virtualization type, you can call as a type 2 hypervisor also. Okay, so here you have the main hardware and host operating system. Host operating system mainly if you are using Windows laptop, there you have, and over that you are running Hyper-V or VMware virtual workstation is there, or virtual box from Oracle. So these are the application you can use, and over that you can run parallelly different virtual machines. Maybe you can run Linux or Ubuntu or Red Hat or CentOS as per your requirement. While Hypervisor 1, that is a type 1, is used in main real cloud platform that we can access through Azure cloud, because there as a hardware we are providing that virtualization service. So you will get a dedicated resource. It will be totally sandbox environment. So VM1 will not be connected with the VM2 until we not provide that accessibility. So that's how this virtualization technology help a lot to building the infra services for cloud platform. Okay, so this is the part. Now question we will not ask right now, we have one more. So I will share this presentation also, and then later we will take some questions. So here, this is a fundamental that I discuss in the group that you can cover as an infra part. So there it will cover the security and privacy compliance part that will help you a lot to understand the project scenario. Azure data fundamental is also there, but that I don't think about. That is more for the development perspective and data science perspective part. So you can cover Azure fundamental. There you will learn about the core services about Azure, and then we will move further into the security part if you want to go. These are the certification hierarchy for Azure certification. If anybody want to become cloud security engineer or Azure security expert, then they can follow this hierarchy. As a fundamental level, you have two certificates that you can do. That is Azure fundamental 900, and we have SC, that is security compliance 900, to understand the security compliance and policy on Azure cloud. Okay, so I think everybody have created the free account. I also have created, so I can showcase you. If anybody didn't create it, just go to the Azure free account. You can search on Google, you will get the option. So this is my account. I also using the free account so that we can everybody on the same path, and I will showcase you with the help of the free account what are the options that we can use and learn. And of course this will be totally practical oriented. So today we will cover about the compute services. Next part we will cover about security services. So I already log in, and this is a dashboard you can see we have. It's a free account I am also using for this project building part. Okay, so nobody will get difficulty in that part. And so that's the thing. What are the feature we will get? We will get $100 credit and 12 month of service access of some limited access. It's not like you will get all the access of each services. There will be some limitation, but that is enough to learn and grab knowledge at that certain point. Okay, that will help you a lot in your interview and your project to showcase in your resume. So now, right now, it is giving us 200 US USD credit with 55 plus different services, and that is valid for next 1 year if you create account for today or this month. Okay, but in each services you have some limitations like virtual machine access. You will able to get only B1 type. Then we have Linux is there. Okay, so that I will showcase you in a practical approach what to do and what not to do. But yeah, you can create account. This is a link is given. I will also share in the WhatsApp group. So later you can create if somebody have didn't got time. Okay, and this is the main core service of Azure is, in which you can see the first layer is the developer services, whereas a platform as a service, if you are using, you can create coding part and that thing we have. Then the main core part is the manage and security. That is as a security engineer, we have to focus more into this area where will be compute service, web and mobile, data and storage, analytics, Internet of Things and Intelligence, Media and CDN, and then we have Identity Access Management. So in compute, you have to follow about the container service, compute services, manage their performance, their scalability. That thing you have to monitor. In terms of web and mobile, you have to focus on the applications which are hosted maybe on web platform or web part. So how they are working, how the API connectivity is there, how the data is transferred, and the security part. In data and storage, you have to focus about the database management in terms of security perspective. Okay, and analytics will be more into the approach, not more into the security part, but yeah, we use data lake analytics services to collect logs and then do the investigation for you know events and log management part. So there, this thing can be work on. Internet of Thing is a new area in cybersecurity which is booming, and Azure also providing the two services like IoT Hub and Suite. So you can connect your hardware IoT device and collect their data into the cloud platform, and from there you can manage remotely also. So that's a flexibility we will get in Azure cloud. And then we have CDN, that's mainly for the media connectivity and network delivery part. So apart from that, then we have the main important areas that is IAM, identity and access management, where we are focused on the Azure Directory services, controls, rule policies, and domain services to enable. And there only the multi-factor authentication option is also come as a free feature, so that you can enable or give the service to the web application that you are hosting on Azure cloud. And some new services we have also got, that is a hybrid integration. So we have BitStalk is there, service bus is there, and in the last everything is connected with the networking. So as a security engineer, you have to focus about the application gateway security, VPN security, load balancing part, and the filtration about the network traffic, because there will be a chance of somebody can perform DDoS attack or some web-based application attack. So how you gonna deal that thing? That is a main part of cloud security engineer you have to follow on cloud. Moving further, so now let's jump into the Azure compute services. So if you go to the dashboard here, let me showcase you. So this is a dashboard we have. When you go to the this part, here you can see all services. You can click on that, and then the first part, you will get the compute. So here this is A to Z, all the services are aligned in the alphabetical order. Then you can go to the compute service here. So in compute service, you can see we have infrastructure as a service. There you will get about the availability set, image part is there, virtual machine is there. Okay, this other thing is available for infrastructure. In platform, you will get app services. Okay, mainly that app services we use to host any application. It's a part of serverless concept that we can go for. Then we have the serverless, in which we have the container apps, that is directly you can correlate with the Docker's part. And then we have the Kubernetes services, that if you are running multiple clusters of multiple applications, so you can manage and control and host by the Kubernetes services. Okay, now something in a very advanced level, Azure is integrated, that is a quantum computing resources. So we have quantum workspace. It is in the preview mode. It is not full fledged right now. It is giving on Azure. It's still some of the testing is going on at certain part. Maybe in future that will be properly provided. And bare metal instance is a part of virtualization that you can get as a physical service access. So this is a part of especially the compute. So let's jump into the how to create a machines and how you can monitor the performance of that part. So here I will go to the virtual machine, this one. Okay, so we will create, it's a free account. So you can also create Linux machine, you can also create Windows machine. It's up to you. But what things that you have to notice, that in free account you have a limited resource. If you use any other resource, so there will be some charge, it will be there. So when you go to the virtual machine, you can click on create, and there you can get something like this. Virtual machine, let me zoom. Virtual machine with present configuration. Arc virtual machine is there, and then we have VMware solution. So these are the different services we have. What we have to use is this one. That is a from base we will create a virtual machine on Azure. So we'll go and it will. So this is the option is come. So if you are using as a student account, you will get this option Azure for student. That is a free access. Now there you can create a resource group. So in resource group, let's suppose we are going for Azure project. We will just create. After that, you can provide the name that which virtual machine you are creating. So let's go with the Linux machine I am creating. Okay, so there will be no space in the naming part. You can use underscore or just simply type. I think this is acceptable. So underscore in space is not acceptable, but you can use. Now after that, you can see that which location you want to launch. So these are the different zones are available geolocation of Azure. So right now we are in India. So we'll take Asia location. So let's go to the, there you can see we have Central India option is there, Asia specific. That we will select, then move further. Remaining we just stay as a default, and here you can select which virtual machine you want to create. It will be a Ubuntu, it will be any other. So you can just click on this see all image. You will get a new pop-up, and there you will get the list of the operating system that is supportable on Azure. So we have Windows Server, Windows 10, 11, Ubuntu different series. We have Red Hat is there, SQL Server, CentOS, and multiple more. Okay, so if you see, let's suppose we are taking this CentOS machine. So it will tell you that how many it will be charged for hourly basis. That can be varied depending on the configuration of that machine is there. So you can see it's a desktop Ubuntu, it will charging like this much money. If you go to this CentOS, so the charge will vary. So right now we don't have to use any paid access. We'll go with the default one. We'll take this CentOS 20.2, or we can just go with the second latest version, that is Ubuntu 22. So we just click on here, you can see which generation you require. Okay, so let's go with the default second generation as of now. So that will give the access, and then you can go here the size. like how many computing power is needed. So for a experiment purpose, you just go with the standard B1 series because that is only eligible for free service. You can see here. Apart from that, if you select any other series or size, so that will be chargeable. Okay, and you can see the monthly charge. It can be increased as per your utilization. So as of now, we're gonna use the free service accessible, and then we will create the password to access that machine on local system. So here we have the SSH public key. We will use this name, generate new SSH key. That will be done. We will allowing port number 22 because through that only we will get. Okay, so these are the things we have selected. Now let's click review and create. It's a very simple part. So even you can go through step by step method like selecting disk, networking setup, and then management. Just for practical purpose, I'm just giving the overview. So if everything is good, it will showcase that validation is pass, and then you can create a machine from here. So now remember that to access this virtual machine, you have to secure this private key that will be downloaded in your local system. And with this private key only, you can able to log in with that Linux machine. Else, if you delete it, so there is a very lots of problem will be there to get back access again. So that is a important part you have to be remember. And the file will install as a .pem extension, that is .pem extension. Okay, so this is corrected. It will take 1 minute. You can see the deployment, or you can also see the notification part, how it is creating. So in the background, if you see when the machine is creating, how many different resources are created. We have just launched EC2 machine by the name of Linux machine, that is a virtual machine. But in the background, you can see it is also creating a resource for network interface, because through network interface only you can connect the network services. So if you go and again see, then IP address is assigned for public part, so that you can able to access that virtual machine anywhere. And then the virtual net, and then network security group, where we will create the restriction for port number, access, and traffic part. Okay, so let's go to the resource, as the resource is already launched. So this is the full information you will get on that part about the service access, and that part you will get the networking details. So this public IP is very important while to connect your virtual machine from cloud to your local system. Okay, and the further details you will get here. So you have to go to this option connect, and then you can select the SSH, because for Linux machine best is the SSH connection, and if you are running the Windows machine, you can go with the RDP connection. So here you can get this particular part, connecting Azure user. Then this is a pass. The port number is there. You can connect. You can just drag down. You will get like recommended is the local machine. So you can also download Azure CLI to connect. No additional option is there, so you can just connect with the public part also. So we will select this thing. And other than that, we also have some more connectivity, but let's go with this part. Let me reload this thing. Okay. So when you click on the native SSH, it will give you that how you want to connect. What are the steps are given that you can use. So right now the PEM file we already have connected. So you just have to go, and in your command prompt you can open. So here we have this thing. You can go to the download folder. As default, it is downloaded that. So you have to just find this PAM key. So the PAM key we have to use, that is SSH. Then you can use -I to interact, and then you can use that part. So we have created, I think, Linux. This is the machine, and then the username is Azure user. You can just copy, paste at the rate, and then the public IP. Okay, so the public IP is this one, 20.193. So I will use 20.193.158.3. So this is the public IP which is assigned to the virtual machine, and then you can hit enter. Okay, so this pop-up will come, that will assuring that I am accepting the certificate, and then you can get the login access. Okay, so here you can see you got the Azure Linux machine. You can just switch to root user, and you can type who am I. You will get this in a part. So this is a one hardware component you can assume that is running on cloud. Okay, so let's suppose we have to monitor more than 200 virtual machines at the same time. Okay, so for there we are building that security solution as a centralized platform. Right now I can do any kind of work, installation, update, and as an individual system. And if you go to the down of this virtual machine option, there you will click on this insight. So in this insight you will get the detail about the performance and that part. Okay, and that you can connect this thing with the Azure monitoring tool as a centralized part. Okay, so that we don't have to enable right now. You can go to the matrix option. So in the matrix, it will tell you about the what are the utilization we have done. Let's suppose we are going for CPU credit, disk utilization, memory, like that kind of thing. So it will create a different graphs. So through that you can check the performance about the that virtual machine, how it is performing, how much time the virtual machine was on, what kind of consistency it is giving, or maybe you can change the different instance type. So this is the individual approach that we are working on it. Okay, so till here anybody have any question, let me know. I can check as a reference. Okay, no problem. So let's move to the next part. We will cover in the WhatsApp group the questioning. So that is the one approach we have about the metrics, but this is for the individual resource we are monitoring at part. But our project target is to collect all these resources at centralized point. So we'll go one by one each component. Today we have learned about the compute, how to launch, how to do. Similarly, you can also launch about the window machine and then do the part. So apart from that, let's jump to the network services. Okay.
Sir, there is one question. Can we do this in VirtualBox?
For monitoring perspective,
Maybe Sniper, if you could, explain your question. Maybe, according to me, he's trying to ask about the virtual machine of creating a virtual machine in a virtual box.
yeah, that thing you can do. I can showcase you. So here we have virtual box is available, and there you want to run different machines. So you can run parallelly. Any kind of update you do, it will be just limited to that virtual machine only. It will not affect your main operating system. So here you can see we have Ubuntu machine and Linux machine. You can run and do practical stuff to understand Linux operating system, and you can also update and install some other operating systems softwares in that. But this will not affect your main operating system, which is running, that is a window in my case scenario. So that's how you can do the you know management of the operating system. And in terms of monitoring perspective, so you can go to task manager, and there you can see the performance and the resource utilization. So in the windows you can go to the task manager. In the Linux, if you are using as a virtual machine, so you can go to the process management, and there you can see. So here you can see that if any virtual machine is running, you can get the ID and virtual box manager. Okay, so that's the way you can manage. But to learn more effectively, you can use Azure Cloud, and there is actually providing a free resource, that is B1 type machine. There you can log in, and it is free of cost. You can do more practice if you don't have the hardware resources or your laptop don't have much RAM. So in that case, you can prefer for the Azure Cloud. Okay.
There is one more question by Karthik. He's asking, sir, is VMware and VirtualBox the same?
Yeah, that is a same thing. Only the thing is that the company is different. So VMware is a paid tool, while VirtualBox is an open source platform. So any one of you can use it as per your compatibility. That is not a issue, is that, because in market we have multiple vendors are available. So that's the thing, both are same, because the base technology is virtualization, in that it is working. Or you can use Hyper-V of Microsoft, which is also come as inbuilt as a service. That is also free of cost, you can use it. Okay, so that's your choice, that you want to go in which platform. That's the thing. Yeah. So let's move to next part, that is a network services. So let me reshare to just go through little overview. So virtual machine definitions I will share with you. You can go through and learn. Then you can ask questions. And then this is the networking part we have, in which we are covering about the virtual network, Azure DNS, load balancer we use to manage the traffic part. Then we have express route and VPN connections. Okay. So I will showcase you on the main dashboard. There you can go to the all services. So if you go downward, you will get this networking option. This is the part. So networking, you will get like network foundations about DNS. So basically, if I say what is DNS, is it's a domain name system that we use to remember the website name. We cannot able to remember all the IP address of different domains. So instead of that, we have introduced the DNS part. So DNS plays very important role in any kind of service. You want to do the email exchange, you want to do the website to see, or you want to also see the mobile application. So in the backend, that is running through DNS part only, because when we search azure.com or portal.azure.com, in the background it is connecting with the IP address. So that's how the thing is work. If I showcase you on here in command prompt, so here you can just type ns lookup tool, and you can type like portal.azure.com. So you remember that Azure website link is portal.azure.com, or you can search azure.com, you will get it. But if I ask what is the IP address, so we cannot able to remember, we don't know. Okay, so this is how you can get the backend public IP. So this is the IP on which this domain is running. So the role of DNS is to convert IP address into the domain. Okay, so this is how we can easily remember the different domains, and then we can exchange information. Okay, so if somebody's want to launch any web application or something like that, so there you can use DNS services. You can go with the private resolve. This is for the private server part. Public IP range we already have. So if you are launching virtual machine, that is also attached with the public IP, that part. In hybrid connectivity, so these are the services is mainly with the on premise to the cloud connectivity and different cloud part. Let's suppose we want to transfer some data from AWS cloud to the Azure cloud, or Google cloud to the Azure cloud. So there we use express route circuit, express route traffic collector in, and then peering services from on premise. So these are the services are available there. Okay, mainly for network security. So this is the main six services we have to focus as a network engineer, or in terms of cloud engineering part. So we have DDoS protection, and then we can go to the firewall manager, firewall, that is same thing. And then we have web application, which is dedicated for the website security. So it is called as a web application firewall. So let's suppose you are launching any application which is built on Java. or Python, and you are running in a backend as a Apache server. So there you require some security, because let's suppose you are creating an application where some user will come, sign up, and then access the data. So at the point of sign up, there is a chance of somebody can do brute force attack, somebody can do SQL injection attack. So that kind of attacks we can protect with the help of web application firewall. Okay, so let's open this thing. We can go to DDoS protection is a premium service by the Azure. So as a free trial, you will not get the access. You have to, create a plan that how many traffic is coming. Okay. Same thing I think with the front door of the web application. That is a part. But yeah, you can explore one by one what is this thing is. And the main part that I want to, showcase is the network security group. So let me go to the back. Let me go there. All services. So network security group is an important part that we have to understand. So as you see that we have launched Linux machine. So in the background, it is also create its own network security group. So what actually it is, kind of a firewall it is working. So in this, you can see the different kind of port numbers, which is allowed, which is not allowed. So if you see here, we have allow SSH connection so that we can connect with the local host. Apart from that, all the different port numbers are, limited access, in which you can see we have two type of rules. The first is called the inbound security rule and the outbound. So inbound means some traffic which is coming from the outside to your internal network. That is the inbound security rule. While outbound is something you are, requesting from inside network to the outside. Or you can refer as downloading is a part called as a inbound. Uploading is a part you can call as a outbound security rule. So if you go to the virtual machine, it is a Ubuntu machine we have launched. So there is a public IP is given. Okay, so from there, if we launch some web server, I will showcase you. So there you can go and we have the IP address where just okay. So there you can see this is a public IP we have. So on this public IP, if let me copy this IP and we'll open in a new tab. So here you can see, okay, it is creating login now. Just copy the IP address. Instead of it will take to the main account. Okay, so here you can see we have the this port number we have given as 80. Okay, but right now there is a no access is given. In the network security, you can see only 22 port number is given, so we can able to see the access through 22 port number here. Okay, apart from that, there is no port number we have given as a access. So on 80 port number, we will not get any kind of access of the content. I will showcase you in the private mode here. So you can see it is just loading, but you will not get any kind of content or data because the firewall is not allowed. Okay, so first thing we will do, we will install Apache server in the Linux machine. So we'll clear this screen. Then you can go to apt get install Apache 2. So this will install the Apache server, and then we will allow 80 port number from the network security group so that we can able to see the web page. That is a default web page. Then later, if you want to build any application or some modification, you can do from here. Okay. So that's how also we can launch a website. Apart from that, Azure also have app integration. So in app services, you can go and directly launch your website instead of launching a easy to machine. That flexibility is also given. So here the Apache server is installed. You just have to start the service, that is systemctl start Apache 2. It will start, and then you can go to the network security, and there you have to create a new rule. So let's create. into the inbound security rule, you can go and then here you can click on the add button. It will give like from any resource it will accept port number. You can provide a range, or you can just provide any part. So right now you can customize, like we want to give the access for HTTP because on 80 it is running. Okay, and then you can allow the rule. Okay, so you say that web server access we are giving, then add the service. So this rule is created, and you can see here, apart from SSH, we were also getting any request from 80 port number. It will be acceptable by this virtual machine. This is allowed. So now you can go to the private mode. Now here you can see there is no, but after enabling that, you can see we will get the default page for that particular part. Here you can see. So this is a default page. Later you can create or clone some website code or template from GitHub, or if you have built your own, you can just download onto the Linux machine and then you can launch your website. That's how the website is running. Okay, so this is right now it is running on public IP. Further, you need to convert this IP address into the domain. So there you can use Azure DNS service. Okay, so that's how the website you can also launch. That is a one approach. But right now you can see this is running on HTTP protocol, not on the HTTPS. So you have to enable HTTPS. You have to also install SSL certificate. So these are the different security measures that we follow to launch a website in secure manner. After that, you can also enable the web application firewall. That is a high level perspective that we follow in industry, step by step. But as a fresher, these are the steps that you can follow and learn the things more step by step. Okay, so now what I will do, I will just click on this rule and I will delete it, this rule. Or what we can do is that we can edit this rule. Right now we have allow. So if I deny this rule and save, and I will go again back into the private mode, and then if I reload, it will not able to accept that page. You can see it is now a reloading option. Okay, this is the cache only. Let me open in the new tab. So there you will not get the access because the rule we have blocked. Okay, still it is giving. Okay, we have to little bit wait, I think. Let me refresh this part. Okay, so we can deny also, or we can simply delete that rule. So that is also you can get the access. So we'll see. So now you can see he will still giving. Okay, that's not the issue. Maybe some cache is there. That's why. So let me open in new browser, and there we can see. So sometimes if the cache is stored in browser, it will open the application at that part. Okay, so I use another browser, and there you can see it is not opening because the rule is denied. So that's how the level of security you can put on the end resources on cloud. But this is a one part of role that we are following as a cloud security engineer or as a cloud part. Okay, so here you can see it is simply said that check the connection or check the proxy or firewall. Maybe through firewall it is blocking. So that's how the network security group is work. And why it is showing as a group instead of as a single machine, because it have the full VPC, that is called virtual private cloud. So if you are running multiple virtual machine like this in the same resource group, so on that all resource group this same rule will be applied. Okay, so you don't have to create rules for each virtual machine one by one. It will be more hectic work for you. So that's the flexibility and the environment Azure is providing to us. Okay, so that's how you can manage. Same thing you can also do for the Windows operating system also. Correct. So yeah, that thing you can go, and if you go to the alert option, you can create alerts that we will discuss in the upcoming class. How to create alert, how to monitor in a specific part. Right now, you can do practice on the compute management part, and in the next session we will go through about the security, how to create alerts and then monitor further. Okay, before that, if anybody have any question and query, do let me know.
Sounds like there is not, there is, okay, sir. There is no query, sir.
Okay, so thanks for the time for joining. We will see you in the next session. Meanwhile, you all can do the practice and ask any question is there in the WhatsApp group. We are working on there also. So yeah, thanks all.
So it's something like what they need to do in the second week. If you can just guide them through what are
Yeah.
the tasks.
So for the next, as we will, again connecting on Sunday. So what you can do in the next 2 3 days, you can do practice about launching a virtual machine, explore networking services about Azure. You can also work on the firewall part, and after that on Sunday we will meet again, and then on that section we will learn about the how to create alerts, how to monitor these resources, and how we can collectively, manage the log part. Okay, and then little bit we will go through with the KQL, that is a Kusto query language that is very important for the Sentinel tool integration. So that is the upcoming part that we will cover on the Sunday session. Yeah,
And yeah, and from my side, if I will say, maybe Mukesh sir will agree to it. If you really want to do practice this, what you can do, you can make a. If you are not having, you could just write a simple blog on it. So everyone has to write a blog that will be considered as a task for this week. So write a blog on whatever you have learned in this session today, and that's pretty much the task is all about for this week. So thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you, sir, for tuning in. And
yeah.
seems like our camera
Thank
is
you.
switched, but anyways, thank you everyone for joining in. It was nice having you all. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.